Social media misinformation is likely to persist as an enduring challenge for democratic societies. Given that there is heightened concerns over how ordinary users can combat the misinformation, a savvy social media user may ask, how can I become a good skeptic? The answer to this question is more complicated than it may initially seem. In my project, I argue that not all skepticism can lead to a better informed citizenry. I distinguish between accuracy-motivated skepticism and identity-motivated skepticism towards social media misinformation. This distinction is according to their different motivations. Accuracy-motivated skepticism is a type of skepticism driven by people's concern about how social media misinformation affects the quality of one's knowledge and decision-making. For example, people may worry that they will believe in stories on social media that later turn out to be false, or that misinformation on social media will negatively affect the choices they make, such as whether they take the vaccine or who they vote for. They are skeptical partly because they recognize that everyone, including themselves, carry biases that may lead them to be tricked by misinformation on social media. Identity-motivated skepticism, on the other hand, is a type of skepticism driven by a concern about how social media misinformation is related to competing ideologies and political advantages. People may not trust what others share on social media because they worry that others share false stories that favor their own group. People may be skeptical because they think on social media there are too many lies by partisan elites. Some may even feel that information on social media often does not represent their own truth. These two types of skepticism have opposite effects on how people react to misinformation and corrective interventions, as well as how they assess information biases and how they use social media. My findings show that accuracy-motivated skepticism can lead to several positive outcomes. Accuracy-motivated skepticism decreases people's susceptibility to misinformation that is congruent with their partisanship. Also, when people's skepticism towards social media misinformation is driven by accuracy motivation, they are more likely to seek news on social media and find out more information about an issue. Accuracy-motivated skepticism can also decrease the partisan divide in perceiving that social media misinformation mostly favors the other side. In contrast, identity-motivated skepticism can be counterproductive. Identity-motivated skepticism not only fuels biases in believing in misinformation, but also makes content moderation by social media platforms, such as flagging a post as false, less effective. Identity-motivated skepticism can also turn people off from using social media for news, potentially hindering political learning. Moreover, identity-motivated skepticism also exacerbates the partisan divide in interpreting social media misinformation, making people more likely to attribute misinformation to their political opponents. Understanding these different types of skepticism is important for how media practitioners, educators, and social media platforms can better design interventions that combat misinformation. Simply advocating for being skeptical is usually not enough, since different forms of skepticism can cast contrasting effects on individuals' beliefs and behaviors. It is useful to critically examine how platform content moderations, like flagging a post as false, works across different subgroups. It is also important to not only hold platforms accountable to implementing existing content moderation practices, but also going beyond flagging a post as false and incorporating a wider range of misinformation interventions, including nudges and campaigns that foster accuracy-based values, skills, and norms without perpetuating the contentious understanding of misinformation. That's it.